All right, first and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rukakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who was worthy to be counted for double honors. And peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing the truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for the love of the gospel. All right, it's the brother Gabaria from the Indiana camp. Come back at you again, one another sit down to basically talk about the spirit quickeneth. All right, so basically, it's like you brothers got to bear with me. I'm coming over a slight head cold. So I might do a lot of sniffing, sneezing, and coughing. So, in advance, I want to say Salakia. This lesson is just gonna basically about relying more on the spirit. All right, not always trusting in what fleshly things. Oh, well, I have $50. That can last me until, not always relying on things that's fleshly, relying on the spirit, relying on faith, relying on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because that's what's ultimately gonna, get it done. All right. No matter how many, you can have 5 cars and still need a ride to work one day. You can have $200 in the bank account and still kind of go hungry for a week. It's possible. All right, so just relying on fleshly things is not gonna get it done. Okay, so if you so relying on the spirit, matter of fact, relying on the spirit is more beneficial to you. That's why the scripture says what, saying Lord's will, which Lord's will, I'll get that. After I read this, I'm gonna go ahead and read this right quick. This is John chapter 6, verse 63. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth." Let's look at the word quickeneth. It says it says to produce alive. It says begot, bear, living, young. It says to cause to live, make alive, give life. All right. So this is what, if something comes to pass, it's the spirit allowed that to happen. If you get sick, if you come across some money, if you get a new woman, if you get a new house, if you get rebuked, if you get exalted, it's all the spirit. All right, and you gotta you can't just look at it for face value. Perfect example. Let's say I'm gonna take my situation for instance. I had to miss. Well, this is now my 3rd day of work because I have a corneal abrupt, I forgot exactly how to say it, abrasion, I guess. But basically, I scratched my cornea, and now my left eye is incapacitated for like a good 3 days. So I had to miss a good 3 days of work. Now I could sit here and be like, man, there's some bullshit, yada 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 yada, all about it. But the spirit could have had this to happen, because what if I could have went to work one day and I got in a huge nasty car accident and could have died. So the spirit allowed me to get this to stay off 3 days so that wouldn't happen. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but I mean, you leaving up to the spirit, you don't know what is, man. Leaving up to the spirit, you don't know what could have happened to you. That's why if you just go off willy-nilly, I'm gonna do it myself. If you all about yourself and you're not listening to the spirit, then guess what? You can get yourself messed up. The spirit is gonna guide you. The Lord has angels set over his elect that's gonna guide them and protect them. All right. So the spirit is what we have to hear by, man. All right, all the time. All right. It's like, hold on. All right. It says it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. See, so it says what? The flesh profiteth nothing, man. So if you're going by the flesh, if you're living by sight, if you're living by what could benefit the flesh, if you subject your members to the flesh, guess what? You're gonna profit. Spirit is what you're supposed to be listened to and guided by, man. All right. It's that spirit that's supposed to be in our ear to tell us what decision we're supposed to make. All right. It's not supposed to be our fleshly desire. Damn, she got a big booty. I'm gonna go and holler at that. You're supposed to use discretion, man. Actually, see if she have a man. If she don't have a man, then hey, get her number, talk to her a few times. Just don't go in with the niggas like, I'm gonna pop that as fast as possible. That's your flesh talking, man. That's your flesh wants to what's it called? to her for a few weeks, see how her spirit is. Because guess what? Just because she's fine, just because that's what scripture says, what, looking down upon a woman and her beauty. Because she could be fine, she could be bad enough, but guess what? She could be a complete demon, man. She could get you caught up in some shit, As far as like she could tell you to do this for her, do that for her. Maybe just go in there and steal me a pair of shoes. That's all I'm asking for. Just go ahead and steal me a pair of shoes. You can do that, get locked up somewhere. You don't know, you don't know what type of spirit is coming in, So you gotta use you gotta discern and see, does the spirit really want you alive? Now, if everything seems like it's going cool, you really, she seemed cool. She seemed like she got a good head on her shoulders. She seemed dealable. Then, go ahead and deal by all means, But if she's more of a harm to you, that's probably the spirit telling you, hey, you shouldn't deal with this woman, man. But Jake think with they big head. Jake think with they little head instead of they big head, man. Like I got that from Apostle Gabar. Jake think with they little head instead of they big head, man. All right. They just worried about getting some ass, man, instead of actually considering what Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. I made a sit down about that, about being considerate, man. Considering how will this affect you in the works of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. It says the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. These words, these scriptures, these sayings. And this isn't red. This was coming from Yahweh Shah, man. All right. So these words, it says in these Bibles, man, that's the spirit, that's the life, man. That's gonna lead you on the path of life. Okay? That's what's gonna lead you on a path of righteousness, and that's what's gonna profit you, through your life, man. All right. Trying to think, what else did I have? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5. In verse 7, it says, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." All right, now basically talking about what, man? We walk by faith as far as like everything we do. We have to say Lord's will, man. We don't go just off hand cocked and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna go do this today. I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this today. Guess what? The spirit will have it where you don't get none of that accomplished. All right. The spirit will have it where you're tired, got on a flat, and no brother can help you out, and you got to sit at home all day. So while you was all geeking yourself up, saying, yeah, I got to go do this, I got to do that, I got to go see this woman, I got to go see that woman, I got to go to the movies, I got to go meet some clothes, I got to go get some cologne and everything. Guess what? The spirit had it where you stranded at the house, man, because you didn't consider what the Lord willing, I can do all this stuff, man. If the Lord has it in his will, Lord willing, I can get this accomplished, But since you didn't say that, guess what? The Lord was like, oh, okay, you think you're going to do this thing? Boom, flat tire. Now you ain't going nowhere. Now you staying at the house all day. And you got to spend a couple bucks to get that fixed, See, so that's why we have to walk by faith, man. All right? Also, walking by faith means what? I love this scripture because every time I think about this scripture is what's it called? I compare this to the book of Eli, Now, when them guys came up to him and wanted to had guns drawn on him and saying they want that book, he just basically turned about face saying, you're not getting your hands on the book, and started walking away, And one of them actually shot at him and it hit him in the shoulder and he just stopped. But he kept walking. That was walking by faith, man, because he had faith in the Lord that he wasn't going to die right there, He had faith right there, man. So guess what? Our faith and our walk in this faith, our walk in this truth is supposed to be faithful, man. I don't even know where my next meal's gonna come from some days, man. I go to work with $2 in my pocket, but yet I still have the Lord still feeds me for lunch, The Lord still has some way where I can eat lunch or get stuff done, man. Not always looking at things carnally, man. Not always thinking about, oh, I ain't got no money. Moping about what you see by the. Hey, man, the scripture says what we walk by faith, not by sight. The things that are seen are temporal. The things that are not seen are eternal, man. All right. That's that faith, man. That's that hope in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Scripture says in Lamentations says what? Is it good as a man hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord, man. All right. So we have to rely more on the spirit, man. We have to walk more by faith, man. We have to put our trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, that's where our power comes from, man. Our power doesn't come from, oh, if we 265 pounds of muscle, we can lift a car and shit like that. So if we ever get in the gym, we can lift the car. Hey man, the Lord can have your muscles give out and kill your ass, man. You know, the Lord can have a skinny, scrawny 16-year-old pick up a car and flip it in the air, man. All right? That's the power of the Lord. Matter of fact, that's how the Lord showed his power throughout the whole entire scriptures, man. Showing something that's weak and feeble in the sight of men, but bringing it up to a mighty stature, man. Look at King David. King David was the fewest of all his brothers, man. You know? And then when he got there, man, he was the mightiest king of all of them, man. All right? So that shows you what, man? The Lord shows his power through the weak and the feeble, man. All right? So you just have to just keep your trust, and you have to remain your trust in him, man. All right? All right, this is James chapter. It's like you got to bear with me on the site. It's kind of hard for me to read. It's James chapter 4 and verse 15. It says, "For that ye ought to say, for the Lord will, we shall live and do this or do that." Man, see, so that's the how can I say, the end all be all of everything, man. Lord's will, Adawan Ratzazah, you know, Adawan, which is Lord, and Ratzazah, which is will or willing, you know. So we have to say, I don't want to Ratzazah, brother, or I don't want to Ratzazah, ak, you know. Lord willing, I can do this. Lord willing, I can do that. You know, hey, bro, you still gonna come pick me up? Lord wills, bro. Lord will. If the Lord allows it to be so, then most definitely. You know. Oh, I'm going to work. Are you going to work tomorrow, bro? Lord's will. You know, Lord's willing, I can do this and do that, man. All right. And guess what? That's basically showing the humbleness in itself, man. You know, that's like you getting on one knee and asking the Lord, if it be your will, let me go do this. You know, and if it seems like it's going the way it's intending you to go, guess what? It was in the Lord's plan, man. All right. Nothing is gonna work outside the Lord's plan. All right. Nothing is gonna work outside the Lord's plan. All right. By us saying Lord's will, that shows a sense of humility. All right, a sense of humbling. All right, coming to the master and saying, Lord, if it be in your will, let me do this and let me do that, man. And that's the way it's supposed to be, man, because nothing is in our power. I can't make myself do this, or I can't make myself do that, man. All right, Lord says he works upon the minds of men while we sleep, man, to direct our path throughout that day. You know, I can't do that. I can't wake myself up and have myself do what I want myself to do. No, man, it's all in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And that gets right back to the point, which means what? Trusting more in the spirit. All right? So, Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying for you brothers out there. We give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakoraz, and Shalom.